hot towel?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to Air Australia's non-stop flight from Sydney to Philadelphia. We're about to take off, so please fasten your seatbelts.
G'day, mate. My name is Georgia.
Nice to meet you, Georgia. I'm Jeff.
I notice you don't have an Australian accent. What are you doing around these parts?
Well, that's actually a very interesting story, you see. I'm a pastor, and my ministry has taken me all over the world. But some of my most special memories are from my home church, Grace Covenant. At a college retreat one year at GCC, I was leading a small group, and so I'd really like to get to know you guys better. Can we go around and share why we're here? Sally, would you like to go first?
Well, I wasn't always a Christian. I was the model student getting straight A's and interviews everywhere. But it wasn't enough. I didn't know my purpose in life. So last year when I went to Australia to study abroad, I went all out. I started seeking fulfillment from activities like skydiving and deep sea diving, but nothing could fill the hole in my heart. Then after a night of heavy partying, I stumbled onto a street where a man was passing out Bibles. He began sharing the gospel with me. Something about the humility of that man and the genuine passion with which he spoke drew me to Christianity, which is why I'm here at this retreat to learn more.
Wow, that's an amazing story. How did you find out about GCC?
Well, the street where I met the man was called Grace Street, so I thought I'd give GCC a try.
My ministry at GCC had many parts, and one of my most favorite activities was the yearly men's retreat, when the brothers would just go to the woods, eat steak, and grow closer to God. All right, brothers, we've had our meat, hiked, fought bears with chopsticks, and now it's time for the manliest part of the night, sharing! Anybody want to share their testimony with the group?
I'll go. You see, I've always been a Christian, but my work always went before Christ. I was looking to get that bonus, that promotion. Then one day, I went on a business trip to Australia. After finishing a pretty bad day at work around midnight, I was walking home, and this man was on the corner passing out Bibles. When he gave me a Bible and shared the gospel, I broke down. Everything he said I knew already, but it was like I was listening with new ears. That day, I recommitted my life to Christ.
That was moving, bro.
Yeah. And get this, the street that he was on, it was called Grace Street.
There was also a time when I did marriage counseling. I would always start off by asking, "So, why are you here again?"
Well, we actually wanted to tell you that we took your advice and went on a vacation to just take some time for ourselves and think things over.
That's good. Where did you go?
We went to Australia, but things were worse than ever. I don't think I've ever been that angry at anybody in my life.
But one night, while I was walking back home, I met this man on Grace Street. He talked to me about how God loved him so much and what that has meant in his life.
And then, when I was out shopping the next day, I met the same man, and he gave me a Bible.
I don't know how, but ever since then, I have felt this endless peace in my heart.
And I can't help but smile when we are together.
Looking back on all that had been done by handing out Bibles on Grace Street, I knew that I had to meet this guy from Australia, so I went in search of him. We have arrived in Sydney, Australia. Excuse me. Can you tell me where Grace Street is?
I think it's 2 blocks north of here.
You banana bender! It's 2 blocks west of here.
Thank you so much for your directions. Excuse me, is this Grace Street?
Indeed it is.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for a gentleman on the street who passes out Bibles.
Oh, you must be talking about Erwin. He's been passing out Bibles on the street for years. But he doesn't do that anymore. He got sick about 5 years ago, and he's been in the hospital since then.
Can you tell me where I can find him?
Yeah, follow me.
Come in.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to bother you, but are you Erwin?
Yes, I am.
The same Erwin that used to pass out Bibles on Grace Street?
Son, I've been handing out Bibles my entire life. But how did you know that?
You see, I'm a pastor, and my name is Jeff. I have heard many testimonies, and for some reason, a lot of them have you in common. I have something I wanted to show you.
Hi, Erwin.
Hey, Erwin. Hi, Erwin.
I don't know if you even remember me, but
I was the guy who went on a business trip to Australia. When I was in Australia, you gave me a Bible.
yeah, and I met you the next day, and you gave me a Bible too. I used to think that my life was perfect, but there was still that emptiness in my heart, and only when I met you and when I heard what you had to say about God, and when I received the Bible from you, did I really feel complete, and that hole in my heart was finally filled.
And you passed me a Bible when I was in the street, and you probably don't know this, but that really changed my life. So
We were going through some
difficult times, and you brought us together.
Thank you, Erwin.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My whole life, I wondered why God told me to stand on that same corner every day and pass out Bibles to people who I thought didn't care. I never saw any fruit from it. It was only through His grace that I faithfully continued. Son, I can't thank you enough, but can I ask you for one more favor? Can you continue handing out these Bibles for me? There are still a few left.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. We hope you have enjoyed your flight with Air Australia.
Wow, that was an amazing story.
Yeah, I still can't believe it myself, but you can really see God working in all things. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Georgia.
Same here. Wait, Jeff, do you mind if I take a look at one of those Bibles?
God calls us all to our own Grace Street, to continue faithfully serving Him. Although we may seem alone, He will meet us there.